June 16th, 2020. This is the first entry of Gulf Coast box turtle number 33. Here's what the shell pattern looks like. Sort of worn. It's got yellow arms. There's almost an undercut. It's very difficult. So I'm not sure if that's a male or female. It's got a short tail on it. Pretty sure this is a female because it's got a high dome height to the length of the shell. So there's the data there. Found it at 5:50 in the morning by a log pile. 929 grams. Shell length 170. Dome height is 85. So the L to D ratio is 2.0. The width of the shell is 130. And it's called non-timid because I've got to put a brick here on top of the scale to weigh it. And if I look at all the other data I have here, that's for me to figure out if it's a duplicate entry. Got the dome height versus the length. Right here at 85 and 170, it's very close to 14, 29, or 27. But it's not number 14 because there's no notch on it. Number 27, an older video I've got, it's got a lot of damage, and it's also not number 29. So this type of chart allows me to kind of figure out if it's an older one that I've recovered in here. Then I go ahead and look at these other ones, like if they haven't been found in a few years, if they've grown up, they get to be larger. So I probably end up chipping these things because it gets to be kind of a chore to figure out what's what. But I've convinced myself this is a new entry. And I was surprised it was not one of these right here. And I went through and looked at these other ones in this region. Now the dome height here, not with time, is not going to get smaller unless it got crushed. The length can get chewed on, so this is kind of a little bit of a fuzzy variable compared to the dome. So I tend to look at the ones that are below this like have been gnawed on. Look through the data, some of my older videos to see what's what. This guy is pretty aggressive here. You can tear my blue jeans up. He got pretty long legs, so this could be I'm pretty sure that's a female. Normally when they're boxed up, it's easy for me to see if it's got an undercut, but this is not going back in its shell at all. So I can put it back to where I found it, probably under a lot of stress. What I've noticed here though is my local region here in South Mississippi, the ones that are females all have yellow arms. I'm not sure if that's a total indicator, or that's just some of them how they've intermixed, if yellow is a trait or it's just for females, but I've noticed that. So this is a pretty aggressive turtle here. What I try to do is note if there's any natural notches and things. Like on here, since it's been chewed on by a dog or something here, if I had notched this in the past, it gets obliterated, so that's really not a very good clue. Better thing is to try to look at the shell pattern, but the shell pattern's not even a very good clue because it gets worn off sometimes. And there's some older damage there. That's what I was looking at compared to some other videos. There's the data entry. This is the one that's tan. Shell pattern sort of non-existent. There's what the underside looks like.